Yep. Mary's right hand, please. You swear affirm testimony about giving me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you, sir. Can we see you? Can you state your name for the record, please?
Justin Heath Collins.
Is that just common spelling on everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working in law enforcement?
No, sir.
Okay. What do you currently do?
I'm currently a realtor, landmark realty, and home repair business.
Okay. And prior to that, did you work in law enforcement?
I did.
Which agency did you work for?
I was with the House and County Sheriff's Office
How long were you with the sheriff's office?
from November of 2010 to February of 2021.
Were you in the same role at the sheriff's office? Did you have different roles?
I had different roles.
Okay.
I was promoted to the juvenile division around 2004.
When you say promoted to the juvenile division, what is the juvenile division?
The juvenile division of the sheriff's office, where the primary function is to investigate either delinquencies involving juveniles or also child victim crimes.
Okay. And were you working in that capacity November 17th of 2020?
I was.
Were you the on-call investigator that day?
I was.
Did you get a call about a deceased child that day?
I did.
Where were you when you got that call?
I believe I was at the juvenile office.
Okay. You remember about what time that was?
I believe it was morning time.
It was morning time, kind of early in the morning. That kind of maybe just got into the office.
I believe so.
And when you got that call, where did you go?
I was going to the Peach County Hospital.
Okay. And when you got to Peach County, was there any understanding that you had about kind of what was going on before you got to Peach County?
Prior to my arrival, my knowledge was that I had an unresponsive 2-year-old that was en route to the hospital.
And when you got to Peach County, were you able to identify the child involved?
Yes.
What was his name?
Carter Ambrose.
Okay. Do you remember how old he was at the time?
Around 2 years of age.
2 years. At Peach County, was he still alive when you got there?
No, sir.
He was declared deceased at that time.
That was my understanding.
Okay. Was there anybody there? Was there anybody there that you had any contact with associated with the child?
My initial contact was with hospital staff who informed me of the child was deceased. And then at some point I made brief contact with the family.
Okay. And at this point, did you have any kind of working knowledge about how the child may have died?
At that point, no, sir.
Okay. You didn't have any information about it?
Prior to speaking with the mother. No.
Okay. At some point, were you made aware that there was a breathing issue with the child?
I was informed of a history of breathing issues with the child, and that the child had prior medical issues mentally.
And about do you remember how long you stayed at the Peach County Hospital?
I don't, but it was probably at least an hour or so.
Okay. And then where did you go after the Peach County Hospital?
I responded to the department.
Okay. Whose apartment?
Miss Davis' apartment.
Okay. Do you remember the address of that apartment?
It was on Lakeview Road, 6080. Lakeview Road.
Okay. Is that in Houston County?
It is.
And you said that Miss Davis lived there. Was there anybody with Miss Davis when you first interacted with her?
There was her boyfriend, Mr. Ben.
Okay. And you said you went to the apartment there. Do you recognize Ms. Davis in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
What's she wearing?
White sweater, gray, white dress.
For the purposes of the record, witnesses identified the defendant, Kianna Davis.
Okay.
What was the purpose of going over to the apartment?
Well, anytime you have a child death, that's where the scene was last known for the child prior to being to the hospital. So we wanted to secure that scene and make contact there with the scene.
Okay. You secured the scene. Did you have the scene searched?
Did.
Okay. Did you ask for consent to search prior to searching?
I did.
Okay. And who did you get consent from?
From both Ms. Davis and Mr. Bennett.
And did you actually go in the apartment?
I did.
What do you remember observing when you went in the apartment?
I remember some stains on the floor in the living room, either still or throw stains. I remember some medicine in the kitchen area on the counter. There was a nebulizer running in the back bedroom. In the child's room, there was a lot of throw-up stains on the bedding. And then in the bathroom, there was some water in the tub.
Okay. Was there a soiled diaper on the floor?
There was
Now, you went through it right, but somebody else actually documented the scene, correct?
That's correct.
And who was that person?
that was Juan Guerrero, one off speedy crime scene.
And he just testified, right?
Yes, sir.
And he took swabs or samples or cuttings from the apartment, didn't he?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
And did you collect those from him?
I did.
Okay.
But from
Okay. But they ended up somehow in the sheriff's office possession?
right, that well,
Warren Robbins?
Right.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Did you send any of that to GBI?
I did. That's the only part of Warren Robbins.
Okay.
Right.
But, so, to your knowledge, did anything get sent?
From the apartment?
Yeah.
Not from the
Anything? Okay. So, at some point, did you take a statement from Miss Davis about what happened?
I did.
Okay. How many?
I spoke to her at the juvenile office on 2 separate occasions.
Okay. Do you remember the first occasion?
I do. It was the day after the incident day.
Okay. And where did that statement take place?
The juvenile division office in Warren Robbins.
Okay. Do you remember about what time it took place?
I had it documented. Would have been, I believe, around 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now, when did you ask her? I mean, did you ask her to come to the station, come to the juvenile office and give you a statement?
Yes, sir. The prior date, I'd asked her to meet with me.
Okay. And was the initial plan for her to meet on the same day that you asked her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what happened?
I received a call that she did not feel like coming in at that time.
Okay. So you guys scheduled it for the next day?
I did.
Okay. And as part of your investigation, did you also interview Kianna Davis?
I did.
Okay. How many times did you interview him?
We had 2 separate contacts with him.
Okay. Were the interviews with Keon Benton on the same day as the interviews with this defendant?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know how Ms. Davis arrived at your office the day that she gave you the statement?
I don't.
Okay. At this point, was she a suspect in anything?
At this point, no, sir.
Okay. At this point, did you have very limited working knowledge of kind of the facts in the case?
Yes.
Had an autopsy been done at this point?
No, sir.
Okay. So was she under arrest at all? Did you offer her any promises or hope of benefit to come and speak to you?
No, sir.
Did you threaten her or coerce her to speak to you?
No, sir.
Did you read her Miranda rights? Can you explain what those are?
Miranda rights are everybody's rights to their required any time of arrest is being made in the interrogation.
Typical what you see on the cop shows, right? Okay, you didn't read her those?
No,
What was that?
she was not under arrest.
Have you reviewed her first statement prior to coming to court today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it a fair and accurate, I mean, it's a video recording, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of the interview that you did with her?
Yes, sir.
And has it been changed or altered in any way?
No, sir.
As it, I'm going to offer it in evidence. It states 62.
All right.
And I will tell the court that both are on state 62. Both interviews for the purposes of this will just start with the November 18th, I believe was the date, interview.
Of course, over objection, Your Honor.
Yep, the 2 minutes.
Who is that person right there?
This is a defects investigation.
Marcus Jackson. Okay, so is there kind of parallel investigations that are going on at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where is that room that we're looking at?
This is at the juvenile division office in Morales.
And before I continue, so you reviewed this, right?
Yes, sir.
So this interview is actually in 2 videos, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one stops just for the purposes of everybody in the courtroom. We have another part too.
That's right.
So try to do this and keep dealing with it, okay? Straight away. Need some water or something, yeah. So you sorry and do this morning, okay? Just gotta get through it. Really, I'd like to just, I know that, we talked a lot yesterday about him being sick and stomach and things like that. Could you tell me when that started?
Friday, I picked him up from daycare. Not about fun. And he was complaining slightly about his stomach, but he said it once and didn't say anything else. So the next morning, Saturday morning, he woke up and he had this bump in his eye, on the side of his eye, and 2 under it. And he was just rubbing it, so I was just like, he's so used to having allergic reactions that I just thought it was another allergic reaction. So when he rubbed it, the eye swelled up, and I gave him some Benadryl, and he was taking Benadryl all day Saturday, every 6 hours, all day Sunday, every 6 hours. And then on Sunday, I cooked dinner. And he was happy, nothing was wrong. He ate. And then after he ate that night, I put him in bed and he usually watches cars. And he said, "Mommy, my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts." And I said, "Okay, baby, just lay down." And
Now what?
that was Sunday night.
Okay.
would have just randomly just thrown them all over the place. So I didn't think anything of it when he started throwing up. That it was just a virus. I did what they always tell you to do, give him some Pedialyte, make him lay down. I went to work on Monday.
How many times you think you threw up?
Once on his little beanbag, on the floor, on the couch. We walked around the house for a little bit. I gave him a bath because he was all nasty, and as soon as I gave him a bath, he threw up again. I just had to just go lay down, stop giving him juice. Gave him some Pedialyte, put him in the bed that night on Monday. He threw him in the bed, and that was a alarm because, like, whenever he threw up, he did it when he was awake, and so he never done it when he was sleeping.
You couldn't have known.
Monday night, I went in the room, and I saw him threw on himself, and so I picked him up, and I took his shirt off, and I put him in the other bed. He had 2 beds in his room. And when I moved him, he kind of whined like I was hurting him. And I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Okay." He said, "My stomach hurts, Mom. My stomach hurts." I said, "Okay, baby, just go back to sleep." I said, "You'll feel better in the morning."
Can you tell me about what happened?
Probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so middle of the night,
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah. I got up for work that morning, and I went in his room to check on him, and he was kind of laying off the bed. And so I pushed him back on the bed, and he kind of nudged me, and I'm like, and that's when I said, "Are you okay, baby?" He said, "What's up?" I said, "You want to go lay down with Kianna? That's my boyfriend." He said, And I said, "Okay." And I went in the room, I finished getting dressed. Kianna got him and laid down with him in the bed. And I went in the room and I kissed him and I said, "I love you." And he was just laying there and I know it's wrong. I swear. I'm so cautious during this time because during this time of year he always gets sick. He has a lot of respiratory issues, so I'm so cautious. If something was wrong, I would let him know and I was insulted. He was just laying there and he said, "Come on me." He gave me a kiss. I left.
Was it having any breathing issues at all? No breathing issues?
No, I really back when I gave him a kiss. And I know that he had breathing issues. I'm used to it.
Right.
So I went to work. I work in Jones County.
And you left about what time?
I left at 7:15.
Okay.
I got in Jones County around 8:30, 8:15. I stopped and got gas. I went to the school. I was there for about 10 minutes when my boyfriend called me. He said, "Carter he looks weak. He looks weak." And he was on FaceTime with me the whole time. He said, "He's breathing weird." I said, "Well, just go get his treatment and just give him a treatment."
At what time did you say he called you?
This is about 9. Because I didn't even do my class. I had a class at 9:30. I was gone from Jones County before the class even started, so it was between 9 and 9:30.
Okay. So did you see him on the video?
I did. And
How was it when you saw him on the
he was
video?
looking dead at me, that's why. It just,
You
I
saw him?
asked to see his chest. I remember I said, "Let me see his chest to see if he was retracted in the middle because that's what I'm used to doing." And he pulled up his shirt, he wasn't retracted, so I said, "Okay, it's different treatment." And he said, "He just looks weak." He said, "I'm about to take him to the doctor." I said, "Okay." I said, just get there." And he left. He was on the phone with me the whole time. The doctor's office is literally right beside my house. He raced up there when they were on the phone. All I heard was the doctor just grabbing his knees. He got a pulse with. I was just on the phone just driving. I was trying to get here. I don't know what happened after that. All I know is that they told me to meet him in Madison. I got to Madison.
I understand. Going back just a little bit, You're not exactly sure the time?
I'm almost positive it has to be around 9. I got to Jones County at 8:30. I was gonna be in the room by myself, or just not on the phone with anybody. I was just by myself getting the class ready for about 15-20 minutes.
Okay, all right. So I want you to think about when he called you, video called you, and showed him to you. Can you describe him to me? Was he making noises?
He was making noises. He was talking.
He was
He
talking?
was talking. He has a mask on his face, so I really couldn't hear anything. The mask, the breathing machine is going, but he looked at me and nothing.
So he was already on the breathing machine?
He was on the breathing machine.
He called you?
Now he called me. He wasn't on it when he called me, but he said he's not breathing on me. I had to just get him the breathing treatment. I told him where it was. It was in the laundry room at the top of the counter on the top. And I said, just give it and give him a treatment. I said, give him the ball because he takes 2 different ones.
So he said he wasn't breathing?
He said he wasn't breathing regularly.
Okay.
That's why I asked to see his chest.
But you said he was talking?
He was talking. Before that, he said that I wasn't there. So, I mean, during the process, I heard him. He was talking. Nothing was wrong. If I would have thought something was wrong, there's just no way that I would have even say not do the breathing treatment. That's always my first step, do the breathing treatment. If that, after that, I want to just check his breathing. If it's not right, I go straight to the doctor and I let them do the treatments and do the steroids and everything there. I'm never.
When's the last time he's had any kind of breathing attack?
He had a virus a couple months back. But
And what did he have been treated for that?
he had to get a steroid shot. They usually just give him a shot immediately because if they don't, his O2 levels go down and he wasn't even, I think he was at like a 92 that day. So they just gave it to him because they know how bad it can get. The entire doctor was very aware of Carter and all of his issues.
Yes. Could you have your phone? Could I ask you to give me the time that he called you?
Now 15.
Called you 9:15?
As soon as he called him a Jones County.
Okay.
Because I called my boss right after.
Where was he at when he called you?
No, I'm sorry. This is a FaceTime call. At 8:35, he FaceTimed me.
Okay, all right.
And I called my boss right after. And told her I was leaving.
So, what room of the house was he in when he called you?
My bedroom.
He was in the bedroom?
Because they were laying in the bed before I left.
Now, I understand he said something about that he had bowel movements. Do you know what point it was?
I wasn't on the phone at that point. He called me right after the bowel movement. That's when I got the call.
Okay. Okay, do you know if he done anything in particular after the bowel movement with
He
him?
was on me the whole time. After the bowel movement is when he called me. And that's when it is. I was so fast. I would have known.
It's really hard to know what's taking place sometimes. Do you know if
Were you on the phone, like, when you called from about him?
No.
Okay.
do you know how everything was? Okay. And so did Keaton run?
Yes.
Right? Did he spend the night?
Yes. He's been there since Sunday night.
He left it Sunday night.
Yes.
How long y'all been together? So he's been a kid, does he know the, all the medical issues that he has?
Yes, I fully equipped him. That's why he knew what to do. Because I already showed him once before. When Carter had to take a treatment there, I showed him how to do it. He knew. Everyone around him knew. I made sure of that.
So you're on FaceTime, and I'm sorry to go through it, but you're on FaceTime with him, you see him checks his chest, and so he's breathing at that kind of chest.
Nothing about it was alarming as if he was having an asthma attack like he was normally having.
Now, at what point was you on the phone with him the whole time from that point? Or?
The whole time.
Okay. So kind of walk me, if you would, through it as you can. From that point, okay, he called you, he already had the Bible. Had he thrown up anywhere after you left?
No.
No? Okay. So he called you, says that he's, what exactly does he say to you when he called you?
He said he doesn't look like he was weak.
Okay.
He said he's not breathing normally.
Okay.
So I said, let me see. That's why I said, let me see, because he said he's not breathing normally. And I know when my child is about to go into certain distress.
Okay. But you didn't think that's...
No.
So, was it that was in the bedroom?
Yes, he was in the bedroom. He already had the mask on. He was doing the treatment. And when he lifted up his shirt and showed me.
He already had the mask on?
Yes.
But he didn't have the mask on when he called you?
No.
Okay.
So he ran out the mask.
Okay.
Put the mask on. I walked him through. I'm at this point, I'm driving.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm driving in the car. I'm still on the phone the whole time.
And what was he wearing?
A yellow shirt.
So he's in the bedroom on the floor, you said?
No, he's gonna sit on the
He's
bed.
on the bed? Okay. That's where he's getting the breathing treatment?
That's where he was getting the treatment.
Okay.
He had the mask on. He showed him to me and said, let me see him. I said, you okay, baby? I said, let me see his chest.
So he answered you when he asked you about it?
He said, but he was very faint because he had a mask on. But he did like this.
Okay. How long do you think, I know it's a tough question, but how long do you think after he called you that he had the mask on in the bed and you saw him and he was talking? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
It wasn't 5 minutes. It wasn't that long.
Okay,
It
so
happened so fast.
you just went a few minutes of him calling?
Within a few minutes, because he called me because he looked weak and then he said he's not breathing normal. So I immediately said, go get the treatment. I didn't ask any questions or anything before he put the mask on.
Was he, did he have the shirt on, he had any pants on?
He had, when I left, he had my IPW and sleeping pants. So.
When he was in the bed, was he wrapped up? Was he just on top of the covers?
He was wrapped up. He threw up on the covers.
But that was in it. And he threw up on the covers at what point?
That was when he was in the bed before I moved him.
Before you?
Yes, he didn't throw up again when I got up that morning for work.
Did he eat anything all other than I know y'all said he had to eat a lot?
He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't drink anything, but that's his normal whenever he was throwing up like that. He doesn't even like Pedialyte, so I wasn't even surprised that he wouldn't really drink that. He would drink the juice though. And I stopped giving it to him because that's what he was throwing up.
Okay. Do you know what he ate all weekend?
I cooked beef tips and rice on Sunday. Saturday, he just had beefaroni and normal. And then we went Saturday, we went to my granddaddy's house. And I cooked dinner on my granddaddy and he was fine. He was walking around, running around.
Sunday morning that you had, or Saturday?
Saturday morning when the guy got swollen.
Okay, so,
And we usually wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning because we're still on my work schedule, so we want to still get up early. So as soon as we woke up, is when I noticed the bump on his eye, and he was just rubbing it.
that was around 6 o'clock Saturday.
No, 6 o'clock Saturday.
So he didn't have it Friday?
No.
Okay. Now, can you describe the bumps to me?
It almost looked like not a sty, but it was right here in the corner of his eye. It was not a small circle, it was noticeable and it was puffy. And then he had two kind of under his eye, but they were a little bit smaller in size. But when he was rubbing his eye, it instantly swelled, like it was shut. So I gave him a Benadryl.
Did it look like bites or did it look like just
That's what I thought. I thought it was bites. It didn't look like a pimple because it didn't look like it had pus in it or anything.
So he rubbed it and he was swelled up.
I gave him a Benadryl.
The night before, versus the night before when you had beef tips and rice, did you have anything
No, that was, he had beef tips and rice on Sunday.
on Sunday?
Sunday night. I cooked it.
Saturday was a beefaroni.
Yes. And we also ate at my grandfather's house, so we had, because I went over there and I cooked Saturday, we had, cube steak and mashed potatoes.
What did y'all have on Friday? You remember?
Friday, he probably said to me early, I didn't cook.
Yeah.
It was Saturday. It was Friday.
Is that at your grandfather's house?
Yes.
Actually, so you said Saturday morning he had the bumps and he rubbed in his eye swelled, and you gave him Benadryl. Did it reduce the swelling?
Yes.
So,
He took a nap. We went to my grandfather's house at 12. He took a little nap at the house because I gave him Benadryl, so it kind of made him sleepy. We got up and we started running his house at 12:15, 12:30. And I went over there and he went back to sleep because that's his normal nap time. So I made him go to bed. And I cooked.
So what time did you get back home?
On Saturday, I'm not sure, it was after 5.
Okay. But you went to your granddad's at what time?
At 12:15, 12:30.
And that was on
Saturday.
Saturday.
so while you were at the so before you left for the grandfather's house, was his eye like back at home?
Yes. Now back to normal.
Well,
what it went down.
and went down.
Yes.
Was it swollen at all while you were at the
It was
grandfather's
still
house?
swollen, just not one of those things that you have to know is now swollen for you to notice that it was swollen. A couple weeks before that, he ate a bag of chips, and his eye got swollen again. It's like, and they gave him something for that.
What kind of chips?
Sour cream and onions. And it was strange because I bought the bag and he had never ate that kind of before. He eats all the other chips in the bag and he's never had a reaction to it. And when he ate that bag of chips for 5 minutes, his lip, his face, everything was just swollen. I'm trying to run the picture. Let's go get you to the doctor. Here.
Did you mind telling me?
I'll see you all.
Can you sing that normal regular face out of what the special resident?
What allergies do you know that he has?
They haven't tested him, and that has been my problem. This entire time I've asked for him to be tested for allergies, and they kept saying he's too young. I know when he was smaller, he couldn't drink regular milk. I couldn't just use the regular baby milk cans. He had to go to soy milk because the regular baby milk was making him vomit all the time. So, and they wouldn't even switch his milk. I had to get his milk switched just on my own. I just decided to change it to the soy because it just wasn't working. And they wouldn't switch it over. They wouldn't test them.
They ever had a reaction of anybody like second smoke, anybody smoking around there?
We don't smoke around him. He has.
Do you know if he's ever had a reaction to?
No. He's only had a reaction to the chips, his brain reaction to the milk, then the viruses. Anytime he gets sick with the virus, he always goes respiratory distress. Every time. It started when he was 1, the day after his birthday. We spent 3 minutes in the ICU. It's never really gotten better, and this time of the year I'm always so cautious.
Does it mean anything else he's had a allergic reaction to?
The one I don't even know he has the eye reaction to because he had just woke up, so it was very random.
Any new medication that
No.
we can know?
No.
Other than that?
No.
What medication is he on? Other than his breathing?
He takes an allergy medicine that is prescribed from his doctor. It's kind of like Claritin. He takes that once a day, 5 milligrams, and then he takes the budesonide once in the morning, once during the season, once in the morning, once in the evening, and the albuterol if he starts having breathing issues every 4 hours.
Okay. And the inhaler?
No, he has an inhaler, but he doesn't like it. He just uses the breathing treatment.
You know if the inhaler was tried at all?
Yeah, I tried that inhaler. He just
I'm talking about that morning.
no.
Okay.
No, I immediately said it to the breathing treatment because I already knew he wasn't going to do the inhaler. He just doesn't like it.
So, I need to back up a little bit, just where you were on the phone. Okay. So, you're on the phone, he's in the bedroom, on the bed. You're leave at that point or at some point, and then you said he was driving?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So once he told me that he was not breathing okay or not breathing normally, I ran out of Jones County.
Okay. Did you see at what point he moved him or from the bed to anywhere else?
Because he put the phone down to go get the treatment out of the laundry room. I told him, call me. I guess lay on the bed. Couldn't see anything because at that point I was driving and trying to get
Sure.
to him. I just know that I told him, I said, let me see him.
Did you see him anymore after that on the phone? Do you know at what point he left the house?
Within the breathing treatment, he gave him the breathing treatment, and while he was giving him the breathing treatment, I don't even remember what he said. I just know that he said, no, something's not right, and he said, I'm taking it. He took the breathing treatment off, he ran out the door. I was on the phone the whole time. I'm sure a lot of my neighbors, they have like a little ring.
Yeah.
But you can wonder.
That's fine. We by yourself, right? You just had a history in the city. When's the last time you had a stomach virus?
It was this year.
Do you know anything that he ate Friday at daycare that made?
No, I don't have his lunch, and usually I don't even know I packed that day, but usually it's between beef or or I'll work through more hours on Fridays. I don't even know if I picked that day to bring them lunch. Everything is just a blur. I didn't think of
Have you went to the store recently for any of that stuff, or is that stuff you had in the cabinet?
because I went to the store maybe a week ago and I got everything he needed for the weekend. His daycare lady, her nephew has the same kind of gluten treatment, so I trusted her with him. She knows how to give him the treatments if something's wrong. Everyone is just aware, also.
But it was kind of sudden because he hadn't had that issue for a while. And that morning when you left, he was not having any trouble at all breathing.
It's like I don't understand.
He was sick in his stomach.
It's continually the stomach hurt. And he doesn't even like to lay on his stomach. But he was laying on his stomach.
Has he ever had a bad habit of getting anything or into anything in the house, like under the cabinets, or is there anything around that he could
No, I
drink?
never.
Y'all used any poison or anything in the apartment lately or anything like that? No bug issues or anything?
I'll usually spray around the doors during the summertime and stuff. During the wintertime, I don't even try to do it because bugs aren't even out. So we have pest control come by. So, but I usually still, I'm very cautious. I go around the door edges and.
Has pest control been by lately?
I don't know their schedule. They come once a month and they just do it on their own.
They come inside?
They usually do it and spray. And they'll leave their cards, let me know they've been here.
Can you remember the last time? But you say every month?
I don't think it's every month. They're on a schedule, and I know it's on Fridays for sure. It's the only days that they come by. Because if I ever see any bugs and I have to call and get them to come out and do something, they always be on a Friday where they can come.
Now, I probably already asked you, but the stomach issues like that, or at least to that severity, has that ever happened like that before?
No. Whenever he started growing up, of course, he said hurt, but he really just started talking, so this is the first time that he could tell me when his stomach hurts, but he, we still just point. But I knew it was because he throwing up that he just, knew where it was coming from. But he always pointed to it. So I didn't think it wasn't alarming. That's what it is. What's your word? Nothing. He didn't show me no signs or anything.
I understand. So how, just, I didn't want to ask you, I'm sorry. How often is
it keeps both of them because they're all there together.
So Monday, he said you went to work. So who kept, and Monday was he going to take care?
No, Monday, he was with him.
So he was with Kianna all day Monday?
Yes.
At your
Yeah.
house? Did they go anywhere?
No. I don't allow that.
Do you know if Kianna fed everything that day, or did you put out food for you?
I know I told him that if he, cause I cooked Sunday, that I said if he's hungry, just give him food that I fixed last night. Give him a little bit because Carter doesn't really like meat, so I told him to mix it. And hide the meat in the rice, and he did give him some that day.
Gave her some of the,
Yeah, some of the meat in the rice that I cooked on Sunday.
Did Kianna report any kind of car acting weird at all Monday or
So,
what?
he on himself, we're in the process of hiring training, and I put the underwear on Carter, he knows not to pee on himself, so I said, put the underwear on him because he's probably peeing on himself because of the pull-up. He put the pull-up, he took the pull-up off, put the underwear on, and he went to sleep, and he said he still peed on himself. I said, that's weird, because Carter knows better. But I just said, he just kept peeing on himself.
that was Wednesday, wasn't it?
And he gave him potty training, so.
Right.
But I know he knows when he has all those underwear and he goes to the potty.
So, what, did you leave, what time did you leave for work?
Same time, 7:15.
What time did you ride home?
I usually get off at 4:30 because on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays I work in Winter Office first and then I head to Jones County. Then I leave Jones County around 4:15. So I can get back to Winter Office and drop off the car to the school and get back home. So I'm going about 5:30.
So, Kianna's pretty much hung out all day at the house with him?
Yeah. Then I FaceTime every day, all day, like I normally do. But I have to talk to Carter all day. He was fine, talking. Hi, mommy. Did you eat? No. What's wrong?
So, what was he, how much compliance did he have with his son?
To me, just when I woke him up. And then that was just the one time that day. He didn't say anything else that day about his stomach hurt. He said it that one time.
So nothing Monday during the day except when you woke him up?
Just when I woke him up, when his stomach hurts.
That was out of the two.
No, that was Monday, because he was throwing up all day Monday. And then Tuesday morning, when I went in the room and I moved him, that's when he said it again. He said, "Mommy, stomach hurt," and he had said it twice.
Do you remember when was the first time you threw up Monday?
I wasn't there. And that was one of the things because when I was at the floor, Kianna thought that he had just spilled his juice. Carter likes to take his top off his juice and throw it everywhere. And I got in the house and I said, no, I said, that's normal because I could see the spit things in my floor. And I went and I tried to clean my carpet with the carpet cleaner. When I walked in the house, he was laying on the couch. And he was sleeping and he had woke up when I walked in. And there was throws all over him. And that's when I went, gave him a bath because he was nasty. I gave him a bath. he just started vomiting again, just more and more vomiting in the kitchen. So I cleaned him up, I took his shirt off. He didn't vomit anymore that night until in the middle of the night, I went in there and shake up and he had threw up in his bed. And that's when I said, that's odd, because he never throws up in his sleep. He'll throw up during the day, and I didn't give him any more juice or anything.
What was the juice?
It was Hawaiian punch. It was a mango something flavor. It was orange.
Was Kiana's daughter there?
She normally she would be, but she's going to her mom this week because he has full custody of her. She was supposed to go with her mom, so he left her in Atlanta. Her mom didn't come, we were supposed to go back and get her on Wednesday. So yeah, she's grateful that she wasn't here because he would have never made it to the doctor.
That's why I'm sure that is right. So when you got home Monday, he had already thrown up. He was laying on the couch.
He had thrown up, it looked like he had thrown up while he was laying on the couch. But like I said, he looked like he was waking up from a nap because when I walk in the door, my door chime goes off and he knows when I'm coming home. And as soon as he sat up, he did like this. He said, "Mommy," gave me a big hug. Nothing was wrong out of the ordinary, so I just went and gave him a bath, and he was, "Mommy, I'm nasty." And I said, "I know, baby." He took a ball bag, played with his toys. I took him out. We went in the kitchen, so I could start dinner because he liked to cook with me. And he just started throwing up in the kitchen. And I was like, "Okay, baby, go lay down, go lay down." And then that night, he ate dinner. And that's what I'm saying. He was fine. And after he threw up, he was in his room. I put him in his high chair. We watched Cars. And I fed him, and we were singing, and nothing was wrong.
No breathing issues at all?
He was smiling, laughing, singing, talking. So I thought he was feeling better. Until the morning, until the middle of the night, and he threw up, and I was like, "Okay, maybe he's not feeling better." So I picked him up, put him on the bed, and he acted like what was hurting him. And that should have alarmed me, but I just thought maybe his stomach just really hurts. I was really down and I kissed him and we normally, we had this thing where we kiss each other but we suck on each other's face. Suck him on something. I did that and he laughed. I went back to sleep. Woke up out. You know, we got up and checked on him.
And what time was that before?
I normally get up. My alarm goes off at 6. I had to get up at 2 or 3 in the morning because I know when I went and lay back down, I only got about 2 more hours of sleep before it was time for me to get up and get ready for work. I went in the room and I checked him. He was kind of laying on the bed, and I pushed him back over like I normally do. He just moaned, even on his stomach hurt. And I said, "Okay, baby, lay down. Do you want to go back with Kianna?" Because I asked him because I was leaving, I had to get ready, and so I was just going to put him in the room with Kianna. And when I was getting dressed, Kianna went and got him. And they were laying in bed together. He was laying on his stomach.
You know, wide awake, she started trying to sleep.
They're both wide awake. He had got a towel and laid it on his stomach so that if he threw up again, he wouldn't get himself dirty or bed or whatever. And he was just laying there, and I walked over before I left. I gave him both a kiss. Carter, I put my hand on his back because he was laying on Kiana's chest, and I felt him. He was breathing fine. He gave me a kiss. He said, "Bye, Mommy." And I walked out.
You said you moved from his bed to the other bed this month. Did he throw up in that other bed at all?
No, not the bigger bed.
Not the
He
bigger
didn't throw
bed.
it at all.
And do you know in his bed what part of his bed he had thrown up in or where the throw was?
The little bit that he was laying on, there was a big circle of just throwing juice. His bed is not that big, so it kind of took up that entire middle part of the bed, which is why I moved him, because it was too much to even try to clean that night or do anything with him, so I just put him in the other bed.
Did he sleep at all?
He slept good.
He slept good.
He didn't wake up in the middle of the night. He didn't whine. And he's a crybaby, so normally we're still sleep training and trying to get him used to sleeping in his own bed without me, because he normally will sleep with me on the weekend. So whenever Kianna come down, I try to get him to sleep in his own room. And he always, if he wanted me, he'd stand at my door and knock on my door, but lately he's just been getting better at it. So he slept the whole night. Didn't whine. Only whined when I touched him. It was just when I touched him, it was odd. It was just strange, because when he was laying on Kianna, he wasn't complaining about anything. He didn't say that he hurt me. He was fine.
So that morning when you got up to start getting ready to work, did he complain at all about some breath? Was he still?
Yes.
Okay.
One time, when I was somewhere, I said, "Okay, baby, just lay down. Do you want to go in with Kianna?" Mm-hmm.
How long does he normally stay on this when he does the breathing treatments? How long does he normally stay on that?
One of them it takes about 15 minutes to finish. The other one is a little bit longer. But he finishes all of it. He does even, so I would do the breathing treatment because he's used to that one. They give it to him at the doctor's office and at the hospitals whenever he goes, so he's just used to sitting on that one.
And you were on the phone with him the entire time he was on the breathing machine?
He wasn't on it long. He was not on it long. Because I guess Kianna just moved like, no.
You said the other one takes long. What was the other one?
He's on two. He's on budesonide, and then he's on albuterol. The albuterol is the one that takes a little bit longer. It's the bigger one. I think the budesonide takes about 10 minutes, and maybe the albuterol takes 15 or whatever. But I do know that when he had the reactions to the viruses, the only thing that will really keep him from having to go to the doctor is if I catch it early and I start giving him the allergy medicine. Which is why they prescribed it to him with refills, because it just was the only thing that would help prevent his airways from reacting.
What medicine do you give him for that?
Let's see if he is that.
last time you went to his dad's house?
It was recent, the weekend of November the 7th. Yeah, that weekend. Can't remember if it was Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday, Monday.
Just contact Dad about it and see.
I did. I called him Monday night and I asked him if he could take off work because I didn't want him to be at the house without one of us because we know his condition and I would just feel better if Dad would have him because he works for the EMT and he's a firefighter, so I just would have felt better. He said that he couldn't take off because he had to work. So, and I couldn't take off from work.
Sure. All right. Ms. Davis, I do appreciate you talking with us this morning. I'm certainly sorry about you having to go through this. I gave you my card yesterday. Okay. You contact me for anything at all. You just call. Okay. Sure we'll talk to you again. All right. Mr. Davis, we'll talk to you in a few minutes.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of the interview to the best of your recollection?
Yes, sir.
And what was the date of this interview?
It would have been November 18th.
Now, I think you had testified that there was a second interview of the defendant, correct?
That's correct.
Do you remember what date that was?
It was December 7th.
December 7th, so a couple weeks later.
Yes.
And what was the purpose of the second interview?
Follow-up interview after being contacted by Danny Galpin with the Medical office.
Okay. Did he have some information for you?
He did.
Okay. And what was the information?
So I was advised by former Danny Galpin that the child had multiple contusions, a lacerated liver,
And I don't need the specifics exactly at this
Okay.
point, but he told you that there were some injuries.
that's correct.
Internal injuries,
Internal injuries.
that there was not some kind of asthmatic attack at this point.
Right.
Okay. And so as a result of that, then you decided to re-interview the defendant.
Based on that information, do a follow-up interview with them to nail down the time.
And where did that interview take place?
Juvenile office.
Did she just want her in, or did you call her? But
I called her and said, after it came in.
she agreed to meet with you.
That's correct.
Did you interview Mr. Benton the second time that same day as well?
I did.
Okay. And do you know how this defendant got to the sheriff's office?
I don't.
Did you make her any promises to come speak with you again?
I did not.
Alright. Did you threaten her, coerce her?
I did not.
Did you offer her any promises or hope of benefit?
I did not.
At this point, is she a suspect in the investigation?
Yes.
Alright, but when she got to the station, did you put her under arrest?
No.
Was she free to leave, or well, I guess let me start. Was she free to not come and talk to you?
Yes.
And when she got there, was she free to leave?
She was.
Did you read her the Miranda rights that we just went over?
No, she's not incorrect.
And have you had the opportunity to review the December 7th interview?
I have.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of that interview that you did?
It is.
Is there ever changed or altered in any way?
No, sir.
The December 7th interview is also on State's Exhibit 62. I will offer that interview the evidence as well.
All right, and admitted, and you may publish it.
It may take me a couple minutes to set this one up.
So how's things been here, Cass?
It's been,
Everything okay?
today's my first day.
Oh, cool, I'm sorry. That's just how time works sometimes, isn't it? Okay. Well, like I said on the phone, we just need to kind of run through some things and confirm some things. You know, when these type situations come up, the most important thing is even to a medical examiner is the timeline. So that becomes real important. So, we just, I guess let's start where you know that he started feeling that.
Okay. I would talk about something from the eye thing or.
You can't leave in the middle, you'll miss evidence, we need to take a break. We'll take a 5-minute break, y'all can be excused to the jury room. Go ahead. tonight, I'm trying to stop some logical, okay? We're gonna resume with the video. Go ahead.
Well, let's ask, I think was Saturday, okay. Did he have any stomach pain Saturday?
No.
Okay, when did the stomach pain start?
The stomach pain started Sunday night after he ate a little bit. And it started around his bedtime, which is around 9-ish.
Around 9?
Yeah. Because I put him in the bed, and that's when I noticed, like, he wasn't acting weird, but he kind of was, but he also had been taking vinegar for 2 days.
What did he do Sunday?
Sunday, we were in the house all day.
Who all?
Just me and him until Kianna came back later on that day, which I think was around 5.
Okay, that's the day that Kianna showed up?
Yeah.
Okay, to say.
Around
So Kianna showed up Sunday, and around what time?
5.
Okay. Around 5 p.m. Does he normally come on weekends, or what's the?
It just depends on the moment schedule. He comes on weekends most of the time, but sometimes like on Thursday and stay until the Saturday or anything like that. It just depends on the weekend.
I just know it being the end of the day Sunday, it's usually.
Yes. So that Sunday in particular, he was coming because it was actually supposed to be my last week at work before I went on vacation. And he was coming down so that I wouldn't have to take Carter to daycare. So he was with me on Sunday, kept him on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. Have you kept him before for you? How many times have you kept him before?
He keeps him all the time. 8. I don't know.
Okay. So, all right, so Sunday night, around 9, after he ate, he complained of stomach pain?
He was laying in the bed with him in my bed, and he was laying on us, and then he just, I wouldn't say he looked weak, he just looked like he normally does when his stomach doesn't feel good. He just really went to bed irritated. So I asked him if he wanted to go to bed, so he went to bed.
How was his Sunday, say, from up until that point? I mean, was he
Fine. Absolutely fine.
no problem at all? Didn't feel?
No.
It was Sunday night after he ate? Okay. So walk me through Sunday night.
Okay. Sunday night, I cooked him. Went in his room, we watched a movie together. And then he came into our room, laid him down. It really happened so fast because I was in between cooking and trying to get ready for Monday. Between 5 and 9, that's what I cooked. Yeah, I fed him. He was watching Cars while he was eating. He came in the room with us, and then I put him in bed. That's once I noticed, like, he was just acting like his stomach hurt.
Okay. So after putting him to bed, go from there.
Put him in bed, nothing happened. Sunday night, he was fine. I woke up that morning, I went to work. I normally wake up and go in his room.
So he didn't complain during the night at all Sunday night?
Not Sunday, it was Monday after the throwing up all day, where he was just like, my stomach hurts.
So he's fine all night Sunday night?
All night Sunday.
All right, Sunday or Monday morning.
I go to work.
Who's the first one up?
Yeah. I was the first one. I get up around 6.
Mr. Den's still asleep? Did he sleep through the night with you?
He sleeps in his room.
I mean, Mr. Ben.
Yes.
Okay, so y'all together, you never in all night?
And I go in his room, I check on him. He's in his bed as normal. I put on the cartoons for him. I give him breakfast in the bed, and he stays in bed until they wake up, and I normally call him a million times.
Yeah.
And then on Mondays I work in one Robin, so I'm in and out of the house all the time on my lunch breaks and stuff like that. I came back, I stayed around.
Let's say that particular Monday. particular Monday morning, he'd been complaining of stomach hurt after eating on Sunday, but he was fine all night Sunday night. No complaining, he slept through the night, no issues at all. Monday morning, you wake up,
He's fine.
okay, did you talk to him Monday morning?
I talked to him, he's running around acting normal. I come home and I'm wondering at 11.
Did you feed him that morning or anything?
I gave him probably Cheerios. That's what I always give him for breakfast. He likes to eat Cheerios.
So was he up running around when you left for work?
He was in bed, not running around, but he was up watching cartoons and kissed me goodbye. I was going to go with me as normal, and
So his stomach wasn't hurting Monday morning?
not to my knowledge, but I do know when I came back home, that's when he was on the couch, he was taking a nap, and I noticed there was juice on the couch and on the floor, and so I was just like, what happened? I'm like, baby, I asked Kianna what happened, he said, I think he just spilled juice over his car and likes to take his top off his juice and literally throw it all over the floor all the time. He's in a terrible two-stage head, so I didn't think anything of it. So I went back to work.
Okay, that was what, you came back on what time?
11.
At 11 o'clock a.m. And at that time, he's on the couch. Okay, and what's he saying at that time?
He's not saying anything, he was sleeping.
He was
He was taking a nap when I walked in. And then when I came in, he looked up, got up, because he heard me come in the door. Acting normal, nothing was wrong. That's why I asked about the juice, because I just saw juice everywhere, and I saw him standing at the TV. Once I walked to my bathroom, I usually put myself down, I go to the bathroom, I come back, he's up, standing at the TV, waiting on me to come back out in the living room, and nothing is wrong.
So everything was fine at 11 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was up, literally running around, acting fine, I left.
he didn't complain of stomach pain or nothing at that point, but you just noticed juice on the couch.
It was just on the couch, just on the floor. That's why I was just like, okay, he probably took his cups out, but there also the cup was in.
So you wasn't throwing up at that time?
I don't know if it was dope or not, and that's where I'm.
It didn't look like throw up, it looked like juice.
It's orange juice, so it's on my carpet. So at that point, like, there's no food or anything in it. It's just juice.
Okay, which he has a habit of throwing juice out?
He likes to open his cup and dump his juice out. Yes.
Okay. All right, so you leave at what time?
My class starts at 12:30, so I'm pretty sure I'll look about 12:15, because it's only down the road.
So you were at the house for about an hour?
Okay.
Okay.
I eat lunch, I go back to work,
So what was he doing when you left?
still running around, wanting to come back. Obviously, he wants to come with me when I'm going back out the door, but he's acting normal.
What's Mr. Denton doing at that time?
In the room, watching TV.
Bedroom?
Yeah, he's usually in our room watching TV. We don't like Carter's room is right next to our room, so Carter's usually from the living room to his room. Both TVs are on. He's dragging toys, so we leave all the doors open and he's fine. So I'm pretty sure he probably in our room when I left.
What y'all do at lunch?
I ate.
Okay. Did Denton eat with you or you doing something else?
He's in the bed. I usually, when I come home, I sit with Carter. I eat. I go back and forth in bed with him. It's kind of just an hour.
Alright, so when you left, he's still in the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
He's been just laying in bed?
And Carter is, I can't really say because every day it's just like I'm trying to leave out the house and he's trying to grab Carter so he doesn't see me leaving out the house and then scream. So I really can't say that he was in the room, but I know Carter was somewhere in the vicinity because I wouldn't have been able to get out of the door without.
Alright, so you leave at around 12:15. He's fine. He's not throwing up. He's not complaining of stomach pain at 12 o'clock on Monday. Okay, so you leave, you go back to class. Mr. Denton's there with him. Okay, so tell me from the time you leave until you get back home, you contact about anything?
No. So I go to work, he's fine. I don't remember, I really don't remember. I know I call at least 20 times a day, so I'm pretty sure I talked to him, and I'm pretty sure, like, nothing was wrong. I didn't have any knowledge of him throwing up until I got home and was in the kitchen, and he's literally vomiting everywhere while I'm in the kitchen trying to make me wet food.
What time is that?
I get home, I leave usually around 4:30. I get back here at 5:30, but I have to drop off the car, so I'm pretty sure I probably came in the house about 6 o'clock.
Had anybody else been there?
No,
Nobody? All in okay, you know?
I don't have anybody in my house.
Was Mr. Ben have friends or anybody that comes over?
No.
Okay, so you have any friends that come over hang out with him, or you don't have any friends that come hang out with him or anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so just him? Okay. So you get home at 6 and he's already gone?
When I got home at 6, I went in the kitchen to make some food. He's on the couch again, and I don't know, he threw up or he had stuff on his shirt, and I know that I went into him and put him in the bathtub because I was like, okay, you're nasty, so you get in the bathtub. I put him in the bathtub, got him out of the bathtub. Once I put his clothes on, we went into the kitchen so that I can finish making my dinner or put it in the microwave. And that's when he throws up all in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay, I just gave you.
Had you thrown up before you got home?
That's what I don't know if the juice on the couch from earlier that day
Find
was.
some juice for you, juice.
No. The only other time that when I walked in the door, I just saw his shirt was a mess. So I was like, okay, maybe something's going on. He had to like throw up. So I told him, I was like, he had to have thrown up at some point while he was in the living room.
What did he say about it?
He said he didn't hear him coming, but that's not uncommon because when Carter throws up, it's not a dramatic thing. He does it. It's happened multiple times, but every time I get to the doctor, it's the stomach virus. It's probably the stomach virus.
Okay. So you walked in the door, his shirt was a mess. Here he had already vomited or something. You clean him up in the bathroom. Okay. How's he doing when you clean him up? How does he look? How does he
He's
feel?
fine. He put
Complaining?
all his toys in the bathtub, played with his toys in the bathtub. Literally, that's why I was just, it was unclear what had happened, if he had thrown up or not at that point, because he wasn't acting like he was sick until I put his clothes on and he threw up again, and I was like, okay.
Is that as you got him out of the bathtub?
That's after I put his clothes on, we're in the kitchen, and literally as soon as I walked back into the kitchen, putting on his clothes, he was in the bag, he threw up.
What does it throw up look like?
It's orange, it's literally just juice everywhere. So that's when I was like, okay, that stuff on the couch early and on the floor must be thrown up. It can't just be juice that he threw up because when he vomited the juice back out with me.
Did you ask Mr. Benton when he started throwing up? Or when he
I asked him if he noticed him throwing up or anything. He was like, no, I just came into the living room and I noticed like the juice on the floor. I saw the cup.
So does he normally spend the day in the living room, Mr. Benton's in the bedroom?
He's not, Carter's not in, he chooses to be in the living room watching TV, but all the doors are open, so he just runs up and down from his room. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so that was, you were cooking dinner about, you got on 6, so after you bathed him, you're in the kitchen with him, that's probably what time?
7:30.
Okay. So tell me about from 7:30 on.
From that point, after he threw up, I went and put him in the room.
So did he eat anything?
Not, I know he had just ate when he woke up from his nap from earlier, so I didn't feed him again for his head.
Okay.
So I put him in bed, asked him if he's okay. He said his stomach hurts. So I said, okay, just lay down. Put him in bed. He went to sleep. way, he just said something. So I told him to lay down. He whined from his cup of juice like he normally does, because he always wants to put it down. I wouldn't give it to him because he had obviously been throwing up juice. And so I told him to just lay down. And then I went to the room, and me and Kianna, obviously we laid there and watched TV together. Car goes to sleep. I got back up in the middle of the night to go check on him.
About what time?
2, 3. That's when I noticed there was throw up all over his bed, and he threw up in his sleep, and it was more juice. So I picked him up, put him in the other bed. When I picked him up, he just acted like when I touched him it hurt, but then again, he was sleeping. And he doesn't like to be brought up when he's sleeping, so I mean, there was just nothing.
So you complained when you moved him to the other bed that he...
Just kind of did a jerk and turned his head.
Did he make any other complaints?
No, he was asleep.
That was between 2 and 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
And he went right back to sleep?
He never woke up.
So he never really woke up, he was
still asleep, and I just moved him.
but you noticed that he...
Yeah, he just kind of jerked.
Alright, so you put him in the other bed, and he's thrown up more than one time?
No, just the one time in his little bed, and then that's when I picked him up and put him in the big bed. And when I went into that morning, there was no throwing or anything.
Okay. But he hadn't ate anything, all he had is juice.
Right.
And the throat that you see is what we call it?
Orange.
Orange color, okay. So you don't have anything else in the stomach? You didn't have water, no anything else in the food?
I tried to give him water. He didn't want that because he wanted juice, but I wouldn't give him juice because that's what he's throwing up.
Okay. So from 2 to 3 a.m., you moved him, you threw up one time to the other bed. You tell he's in a little bit of pain, put him in another bed, he's asleep, you go back to bed. And
I get up at 6. The next morning, same routine. I go in the room, I check on him. He's still asleep. I asked him if he's okay. He said, "Mommy, my stomach hurts." I asked if he wanted to go lay down with Kianna. He said yes. And I went and I finished getting dressed. At some point, I guess Kianna and got out of the room, and when I got a shower, that he was already in the room, and I'm getting dressed. I don't get dressed in my room because I don't like for him to see me walking past the door all the time because he tries to get me, so I usually get dressed in the bathroom and finish up. And then I went back in the room to give them a kiss goodbye, and he's laying on Kianna's chest. He kissed me goodbye. I asked him if he was okay. I put my hand on his back. He said yes.
that was around 26 and 7? Okay. So,
When I leave the house, I have to leave the house at 7:15.
so did he go and get in his bed with Mr. Benton, or did you take him in there, or Mr. Benton go get him?
I don't know if he got up and went in there with Kianna, or if Kianna got up and went and got him, but somehow he got in there and was laying with him. I was in the shower and getting ready for work.
Okay. Before you got in the shower, he was still in his room?
Yes.
Okay, was he awake? Okay.
Wide awake.
But he was, says,
Just laying. He was just laying there. Saying stomach hurts. Wasn't acting a certain way.
did he get out of bed while you were there?
No.
So did you ever see him up?
No.
So the only time you saw him that morning, he was either in his bed or in your bed with Mr. Benton? Okay. When you left, he lay on Mr. Benton's chest?
Then about halfway asleep, going back to sleep.
Okay.
Kissed him on goodbye, left. Got to Milledgeville around 8:15. I texted him and asked how he was doing. They patient was still asleep, so he never responded, so I ended up calling. That's when he's like, I don't know, he looks a little bit weird. And I was just like, well, how does he look?
So, you said that was about what time did you go?
See, I got to Jones County at 8:15. I probably stepped into the classroom at 8:30. So probably about 8:30 when I called.
And he answered. And that's when he said, what name?
That's when I was just like, how's he doing? He said, he looks a little weird. And I was like, how does he look? He showed me and I was just like, nothing looks wrong with him. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I don't know. He's kind of breathing a little bit weird. I asked him to see his chest so that I could see if his chest was caving and his breathing, and he was belly breathing. He wasn't doing any of that, so I told him, I said, just give him treatment. I was like, if he's acting like he's starting to breathe bad, maybe that's why he was feeling bad last night. It's that time of year where all this happens for him anyway, so I said, just give him treatment.
But he had no breathing issues at all?
No. Okay. And usually when he does, it's progressive. It's not quick. It's the belly breathing, and then it's more belly breathing, and I can calm it down with the albuterol. But he wasn't doing that. So I looked at him. He was fine, and he said, I don't know. He's like, I don't feel comfortable with him looking like this. He's never seen him in sick or anything. He's never been around when he was having those issues. So I don't know. Besides from I said, just take him to the doctor who lives right there, which is the purpose of me living so close to the doctor because he has so many breathing issues this quick. I said, take him to the doctor, and by the time, he was running out the door. I was FaceTime the whole time. By the time he was running out the door, all I hear him saying is Carter, 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 and I'm asking what's going on, and he's like, I don't know, he just looks weak, and I'm like, well, just get there. Next thing I know, he's walking into the doctor's office, and I hear Shirley.
Had he been around anybody else other than you and Mr. Minton over the weekend?
Saturday, we went to my granddaddy's house.
Saturday, you went to your granddaddy's house. Tell me about that.
We went over there around 12:15. I put him to bed. He went to the nap while I cooked for my granddaddy. He woke up from his nap. We ate. We left about 3. Got back home.
Was he in your supervision the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Other than when he was in the room sleeping.
What was all of that?
Just me, my granddaddy, and him. And he runs around my granddaddy's house all the time. So he's back and forth. And I'm in the living room watching TV. And he's running around chasing after my granddaddy or just doing whatever.
When you see him in that terrible 2-stage, yeah.
Oh yes, it was bad.
How do you deal with that? Tell me about his terrible 2s, you know. Hers was, how was he?
Carter's not a bad child, he's just, he has a little attitude, I would say. So his terrible 2s is more so throwing stuff when he gets mad, or snatching something, or if I tell him to put something back instead of him putting it back, he'll throw it across the room. That's his terrible 2, so that's why
How do you handle that?
I laugh, honestly. I don't discipline him like I should, but it's just funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you ever have a discipline at all?
yeah.
How was the discipline?
Popping him. I pop him all the time.
Where at?
And but it does not faze him whatsoever. What phases him is putting him in timeout. So he has a chair, I'll make him go sit in timeout because that's the only thing that works is taking away stuff, not really popping him. So
How does Mr. Bennett deal with that?
he doesn't touch me. No.
So you end up spanking him?
No, I don't.
I mean, he's got to do something when he's got to control what you tell him to do or what you know that he does.
by himself. He goes to at-home daycare, so he's always by himself watching TV or something. Every time I pick him up, he's off in the corner somewhere. He's not a bad child, so there's no reason for anybody to have to discipline him. He only does it with me because he knows he can get away with it. Type of
Was he pretty comfortable around his son?
Yes, he called him daddy.
All right, we're going to pretty much do the same thing with Mr. Bennett. So we run through the timeline again, because obviously there's a lot of things when you want to,
He said that he woke up, I believe it was on Monday, because you didn't feed him that night because he was throwing up. You didn't feed him because you know he had eaten when he woke up for his nap. You know what he ate when he woke up for his nap?
Probably ravioli. That's what he always eats for lunch.
You recall then he told you what he ate?
I don't know, but I did cook on Sunday, so they could have ate Sunday leftovers. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna run through this with Mr. Bennett real quick, and then you and I'll talk again. Okay?
So are we gonna talk today?
Ma'am?
Are we gonna talk today?
Yes, ma'am. If I need to provide you with an excuse for it, I will. It's just gonna take a little bit, right? Okay.
We're gonna stop here.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna stop here for the night. Don't talk about the case, don't let anybody talk about it with you. Please wear your buttons back in the morning, leave your notepads in the jury room. We're gonna start back at 8:45 tomorrow morning, okay? Thank you. You may be excused. Make sure you're avoiding the local news, okay? Because I know they've been wandering in and out too. All right, you sit down back in the morning for me, Mr. Collins.
8:30.
And anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, we will stand in recess till tomorrow. We will resume at 8:45.
Thank you,
And council is volleyball practice, so I'll be sliding in at like 8:40. Most likely, if you need me, it'll be a little closer.
My only request is that we get the courtroom open earlier.
Yes,
So-
the bailiffs can let you in it by 8:30.
Okay, and that's fine. I just
Yeah.
need, because of the old file format, I can't just scroll because all the videos kind of came in with back-to-back witnesses, so
That's
I can't.
I'll be here.
I just need
Yeah,
time to forward it.
they'll be here, and
Okay.
I may be here by 8:30, but I gotta run children. All right, we'll stand in recess.